Hi, everybody. The word of the week is purpose. Now, if you follow me on my Facebook page, which is Create a Livity, Create the Life You Crave, you'll know that every single day this week, I did a quote from somebody awesome that was around the word purpose. So I'm going to continue with that. Each week, I'm going to have a different word, and that's what the podcast is going to be about. And I'll find some quotes for you. And then also, I'll do a YouTube video on it. Okay, so let's get into it. I did a quote today, it was Charles Dickens, and this is it. The best way to lengthen out our days is to walk steadily and with purpose. Charles Dickens, thank you so much for that. Because you know what? I was first thinking about that word purpose, and I was like, it's a mental thing, it's emotional, it's in our head and our heart, And really, it's also in the physical. It's how you sit, it's how you stand, it's how you walk. When you think about your purpose, you want to do it with intention, and you want to walk with intention. You can't talk to people about your purpose if you're like slumped over in a chair. You're like, hey, so my purpose is this. Like, that doesn't work like that. So it is a physical thing as well as it's a mental and emotional thing. So again, Charles Dickens, I know you're not with us anymore, but thank you so much for that thought. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys some tips about finding your purpose, figuring it out. This does not necessarily mean that once you figure out what your purpose is for life, first of all, it doesn't mean that it's always going to be that. Because things change, people change, your family changes, your situation changes, and so your purpose changes. So that's one thing I want you to know. Secondly, it doesn't replace what you already have going on. I have another business in the health and wellness world, and I don't intend, I'm in that one. You know what I mean? Like, that's my business. But we started Create a Livity, Create the Life You Crave, because we found some other things that people needed, as well as health and wellness. So finding your purpose doesn't replace what you're currently doing. So if you love your job, but maybe it doesn't give you that warm fuzzy, that it doesn't bring the passion every day, but you do love your job, or you kind of like your job, but you need it to pay the bills, it doesn't replace that. It doesn't replace people. It doesn't replace what you have going on. Unless, however, you need it to. So if you're miserable in your job or your business and you need it to replace, well then it's going to, right? Okay. All right. So first thing that I want you guys to do while we're figuring this out is get out your journal. And if you don't journal, then, well, what are you doing with your life? You need to journal. So get out your journal or your notebook. It really does need to be in a notebook, because I'm going to give you 4 things that I want you to write down in this. And the thing about this is that it's not going to be done all in one setting. Okay? Like, what I mean is, you're not going to write down everything and you're going to be done. So you're going to think about this for a few days, maybe even a few weeks, if I'm being honest. And keep this notebook with you. Take it with you in the car, take it with you. Well, don't take it in the shower, but I mean, take it in the bathroom, to be honest, because we do think about things in the shower, right? You're taking a shower, you're washing your hair, and you're like, oh, I got to write that down. So make sure your notebook is right there so you can do that. The other place that I want you to put this is your bedside nightstand, because if you're considering your purpose, then I'm going to guess that I'm going to ask you to pray about it. And so when you go to bed at night, I've heard this happen to people. So you're prayerfully considering your purpose, and you're praying about it, and then you go to sleep and you wake up in the morning and you have this thought, and you need the notebook right there. So have it there. And definitely when I'm driving, I always have thoughts. So don't write in your journal and drive. If you have somebody with you, they can write for you, or, at a stoplight or when you stop or whatever. But just kind of keep it with you while you're figuring out your purpose, because it's worth it for you to do this. Okay, here's the list. Are you ready? I know. Get to the point, Carla. Okay, so here it is. First list. You're going to make 4 different lists. They can be on the same page, different pages. It doesn't matter. First thing I want you to do is I want you to write down what you love to do. So I want you to think about the things that when you're doing them, it brings you great joy. Think about the things that you're looking forward to. If you have something coming up and you're really you're anxious about it, you're so excited about it, what is that? Write it down. The things that you love to do. Make a list of all the things you love to do. Okay? Next list is write down the things that you're good at. What are you skilled at? What do you do that people give you a compliment for? Or what do you do? Like, what do people ask you to do? Best example, I said this on my podcast too, is my friend Sherry. She's really a good cook. She also likes to cook. So I'm not a good cook and I don't like to cook. So I always would say, Sherry, can you bring this? Sherry, can you do this? She did all the cooking and all the meal planning for our last Mindset Reset weekend. Because why? Because she's good at it. She likes to do it. And because I asked her to. So think about that. Like, Sherry, if you're listening, that would be what you should write down, is cooking. So what is the thing that you are good at? If like, cooking is nowhere on my list. Nothing about cooking or food or anything in the kitchen is anywhere on my list at all. It's because I don't love to do it and I'm not good at it. My poor family. Meatloaf, spaghetti, lasagna, like those are the things I can make well. Sort of. My meatloaf's iffy. Okay. Now you got that list. Next thing I want you to write down is, what does the world need? What does the world, like, what are they asking for? You know, what does the world need? The world does need people to cook. Like, I would definitely needs people to cook because they're busy. They don't have time. You know, same thing. I talked to somebody recently about dog walking and training, dog training. The world needs that, right? Because so many people are working. They don't have time to train their dog, but they want to have a dog trainer and they want their dog to be trained and they want their kids to grow up with a dog. But so does the world need that? Yes. So write down your list of things. Does the world need this? Okay. And these things are going to intersect, you know, hopefully in the what you love to do, what the world needs, and what you're good at. Hopefully there's some of the same things. That's the point, okay? And then here's the next thing. Can you get paid for it? I would pay Sherry to cook a family dinner for me. If it was a special one, she might not charge me, but I would pay her if she would take it. So that list of things you love, you're good at it, the world needs it, and then finally, can you get paid at it? If you have some things in each of those lists, that could be your purpose, people. That could be your purpose. Okay, so this is how you're gonna come up with it. You might have 4 different lists. They might all intercept. You might be circling. You might be highlighting. Just use your journal for that. That's what this is. This is a workbook for you, okay? So you have that list. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, the next thing that's going to happen when you start to think about and consider you fulfilling your purpose and getting out there, you are going to have some fears. That's inevitable. It's going to happen. Doubts are going to creep in. It's just the way it is. You're going to say to yourself, I don't know if Carla's family's really going to want my chicken. Maybe it's too spicy for them. I guess I just shouldn't do it. I shouldn't even be a cook. Even though I love it, the world needs it, I could get paid for it and I'm good at it. I just shouldn't, because somebody's not going to like it. I'm going to get a bad review. Like, all these things are going to happen. I guarantee you fears are going to pop in. And so what I need you to do is I need you to talk to somebody that's going to uplift you and somebody that's going to encourage you. This is not the time to call the critical friend. Okay, do not call that critical friend. And if you don't have an uplifting or encouraging person, that's what the community of cravers is all about. That's what we're about. And there's a part of our business that we're going to be launching soon that's going to be helping the hustle happen. It's going to be helping people who have these ideas for what they love and they're good at and what the world needs and what they could get paid at, and work through those fears. There's many people that I'm connected with that can help you with these limiting beliefs that we have about ourselves and our ideas. And so if you do need some help, please reach out. But you know what? Prepare yourself that those fears are going to creep in, and then connect with who can help you work through them. Okay? Because ultimately, I mean, it does not matter what other people think. What other people think of you is not any of your business. Okay, and the third thing, you've got the list, you've worked through the fears. Third thing is, you're going to have to take some action. You're really going to have to take some action. You can't get your purpose out if you don't do anything about it. What is this going to do? What is the talking about it going to do, and sharing your idea with your spouse and your best friends? What is that going to do? Is that going to help the world? Are you going to get paid for it? They know you love it. They know you're good at it, but it's not going to go anywhere. So you do have to take some action. And you can do that at whatever level you're comfortable with. So what I would suggest is, once you come up with your thing, so maybe it's cooking meals. Maybe it's cooking dinner for moms who can't cook. Like that could be a great business right there. Okay, you're welcome. That's a freebie. I had to come up with a different name for that though, but that would actually be kind of funny to do that. Okay, so it's kind of like that honeydew company. All right, anyways, so come up with the things that you need to do to launch your purpose. There's going to be a list of action steps, all right? Maybe there's going to be 12 action steps. And then I want you to consider a timeline and base that on your life. You know, if you're somebody who works 75 hours a week, you really cannot do something for your purpose, your side hustle every single day, right? For the next 12 days. Like that doesn't make sense. Don't even put that pressure on yourself. So you've got the let's just say 12 action steps, and you figure out what you're going to do. Are you going to do something every day to work towards your purpose? Do you want to do it every week? Do you want to take your time with it? Do you want to do it twice a week? Whatever it is, just jot out the timeline in the journal. And if you need some help with that, again, that's one of the things that I want to help people with. So we can connect and I can help you with that part, okay? But just work all of that out. I think that this will take some time, so please give yourself some grace. Don't try to do it all in one sitting, and really engage and consider, and maybe like a little side note in your journal is that you could write down the people that you could tell this idea to that will give you some love and some encouragement. You know, you got to think about those friends that might say, hey, you know, it's really not a great idea. You might think about them, you know, maybe some of them will be valuable for you to talk to because they might give you the other side of the coin per se, but really this is your passion. This is your purpose. This is your thing that you love, that you're good at, that the world needs and that you could get paid at. So again, it doesn't matter what other people think about it. If you want to do it, and if it's going to help you create the life that you crave, then you need to do it. So think about the people that you need to talk to in order to make that happen. Okay, I hope this video served you well. Appreciate you guys listening. The word of the week is purpose. I can't wait to hear what you figure out about yourself. Have a great day.